Start it now. Let people get in.
Where's THIZ?
He should be here. I think he said he might hop in a few minutes. So we'll see.
All right, word.
What's up, B? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Just gonna wait a few minutes for some people to show up, and then we'll go ahead and start. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Had a happy New Year's. Good morning. Good morning. Got BOFO here. He's gonna be helping out too. I think THIZ is gonna pop in soon. Yeah, let's definitely kill 2022. What's up, guys? I think today we're gonna go over a few plays, definitely 5-minute flags that we had to end the year, and then kind of do a recap of like the overall market, right? What to look for, what to look forward to, and kind of just get ramped up for 2022. Got my Gargalon hoodie on. Let's go. Happy New Year, guys. DB. Be safe. I'll definitely see it. The video, guys. So if you guys missed this, it'll be on the Twitch. It'll be on my YouTube channel, and then it will be in the Real Ones Discord YouTube channel too. I'm gonna go ahead and start too. Okay. I'm gonna go over. These flags. I love them. Right. I play these things all the time. Is my I don't know if I didn't have my camera. Can you guys see me? BOFO? No?
Yeah, I can see you.
You can see me on here? Okay.
Yeah.
I just turned it on. Okay, cool. Alright, what's up, guys?
Can you guys?
You guys can see me? They said yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna go over these flags, right? First one is gonna be really, we played this pre-market. This is a situational flag where, this had some, I want you guys to notice something, right? Look at this uptrend this thing had. Nice uptrend. It's bullish. Pre-market, it hit a high of 770s. The whole trend stayed intact if you kind of look at the overall picture, right? Now, this is something that was like on the leading gappers. It hit our pre-market scanners. It ripped. It gave us a nice low volume pullback. And, look at the stair step down. Same thing, right, guys? And then it broke out. This is a situational thing where, yes, the thing didn't have news. It was a previous runner, which you can see on the daily, that this thing can make some moves. It's a low float. And, we had targets already, right? I was kind of looking for high day, or high of, on the daily, which is about 830. But when you're looking at something like this, this is definitely the first level, right? Pre-market highs. That's what we're aiming for. And it gave us that, right? And it broke it by 10 cents. And then, for the rest of the day, it faded. So this is something to look at and just be aware that this is a pre-market play. It's a leading gapper, or maybe one or two, whatever on the list. We had some Momo, there, and then it worked out right there. Again, same thing, right? When we're playing these flags, we're looking for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high and a break with like increasing volume, and that's what you got right here. And the best thing about this is once this broke this high, if you look at this right here, the first 5-minute pullback, it gave us, it bounced right off this previous high. All right, KPRX was another great flag that we played, which is right here on Thursday. Beautiful, beautiful flag, nice volume. We pull up the 1 minute too. You know, don't get too discouraged when you see something like this too. Kind of see how it happened, you know. Notice that there was increasing volume to push up and it started to get stuffed, right? The reason why I'm going over these type of flags is because you're going to see there's like 3 of them. KPRX, EFOI, and MDRR. These flags are so perfect in my opinion because right out of the gates, when people miss this big stick up and like this is the first 5 minutes of the opening bell, they're waiting for a pullback. You know, these flags, in my opinion, will have the most explosive output in the beginning, not something that you see later on, or you know, something setting up right here and it's that, you know, there goes a potential flag setup, doesn't work. But you know, this is what KPRX gave us. It started to pull back. If you kind of look at the mix right here, yes, it did pull back, and now the next 5 minute candle pulled back in lighter volume and then went, right? Someone asked me today, you know, what levels am I looking for? You know, if you can find a wall or a floor, you know, if you guys don't know, right? A floor is going to become resistance, right? Or sorry, a ceiling. This is a ceiling, right? It becomes resistance, but if you break it, it now becomes support. So anytime I'm looking at the daily, I'm looking at some key levels like where's the floor or the ceiling or a daily level, right? I'm clicking this candle or I'm clicking this candle over here. I'm trying to match a couple, right? I don't want to get too crazy where I'm like, I have all these lines like, you know, right here, right here, right here, you know, and so forth, right? I don't want to get like that and then my chart starts to look like this when I'm trading it, right? So when I'm looking at the daily and I'm looking for levels, you know, I'm kind of looking for a floor or ceiling. You know, this is one right here, pretty much right here. So this 5 minute flag basically came into that territory and got bought up, right? Just because something breaks a level doesn't mean that level failed. You want to see buyer step up so it can regain that level. Don't get confused of like, or it faked out just because it broke it by a couple pennies or whatnot, you know. Something like this too, and BOFO brought this up earlier. When you see something like this and the range or the price action is, you know, pennies, sometimes you want to give these things a chance to breathe. Just because you buy and it breaks it by a couple pennies and the stock is only moving by pennies, don't get faked out for the bigger picture or the bigger run, right? So that was that one. That was definitely a nice one. We had EFOI. Going over EFOI real quick. This is a beautiful, beautiful 5 minute flag. This is our EFOI play that we played on Thursday too as well. Okay, this is a daily setup, right? We were looking for this to break. It already started to do that. Herb was on this one too. Herb called this one out. This is a great play. You know, I didn't catch any of this, you know, going up, so I waited for the 5 minute pullback, and we loaded this boat. Look at the VPA, stair step down. You know, this is a beautiful play. Looking for the $6 break. Right out of the gates too, guys. Remember, it was a little bit different than KPRX, but if anybody is on this or looking at this and you see, you know, a huge ramp up in volume, green candle after green candle on the 5, we're looking for a pullback and we want it to be a low volume pullback. It's like buying a dip. Okay. Let me just make sure there's nothing else I missed right here. Okay. And this was a great, you know, this is a great flag right here, guys, because look where this pulled back. It basically pulled back to a key level. Okay. And, you know, I remember someone asked me, hey, this broke VWAP. Does that really concern you? Don't let these lines on your chart sometimes misjudge you or, you know, make you not want to take a trade or stop out just because it broke VWAP. You know, this thing's ramping up. VWAP is going to change. You know, it doesn't have this huge, strong, you know, support as it would later on the day where, you know, volume weighted average price is actually got some strength or hang to it, you know. But this is a nice one that actually pulled back to a level, you know, which was pretty much right here. Okay, so this is perfect that this thing broke out, pulled back to this after hours level, and then ripped for new highs. Okay, same thing with MDDR, right? This is a good one to notice because on the daily, if you look at this pullback, that bounced off this level right here, which is this green line right here. So this ramped up. You know, the VPA wasn't perfect on this, but you always got to look left, right, and see where these things are setting up. You know, the best flags are going to set up at key levels that are, you know, all eyes are going to be looking at it, an area to buy, you know, and an area for it to actually bounce. If this doesn't bounce, then it's going to break this, right, this floor, and then start to get rejected even, and you know, start coming down on different levels. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so those flags. I didn't want to go too much on a lot on what plays we actually played, but you know, I want to get you guys ramped up for 2022, right? You know, if any of you guys were here, you know, yes, we had a good year, you know, and what I mean by having a good year, it doesn't mean like, oh, you know, we made a lot of money. You know, if you were here from the beginning of 2021 and actually got a whole year of screen time until, you know, the end of the year, you know, and if you really paid attention, you know, you really built up, you know, a folder, right? I have my weeks in here. I have just, you know, I have so many pictures, right? So many back testing of all this stuff that went into my strategy, things that I back tested. You know, if you did that, if you applied that, if you learned the market, right? You know, we have a sympathy market. You know, we have a penny themed market. You know, things that run. We have a hot pre-market. There is a hot after hours market. You know, there's all those things that we learned throughout this whole year. You know, and if you were struggling even to make profits, that's okay, right? If you took the year and absorbed everything that went on, now we can start applying that to 2022. You know, for me, you know, these flags are amazing. I just started shorting, so I'm not, you know, the best at it, but I have my folder. I'm back testing, right? You know, and so forth. But you know, guys, I'm ready. I want you guys to be ready too. See if you guys have any questions too on anything. Oh, we got THIZ in here too. What's up, THIZ? I don't know if he's awake yet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone too, cause we got you. I got like the Discord audio on.
I'm not awake. I was up really late
I
editing
know.
that video.
I know, man. Yeah, this was
Been
up
a long.
late. Did you already post that video?
No,
Oh, you didn't? Okay. All right.
I'm finished this morning.
All right. Yeah. This got a video that he's stood up all night about to post for you guys too. BOFO's in here. BOFO.
What up?
You know, and you know, guys too. I want you guys to, you know, realize if you're not, you know, paying attention to socials, it's very important. You know, socials has a big impact now on day trading. You know, I learned that throughout the whole year, right? You know, understanding that there's other bigger rooms out here. You know, understanding the pumps and the dumps. You know, when to slap sympathy plays, when not to. You know, understanding how to read. You know, level 2 time and sales, the tape. You know, all that kind of stuff, right? And you're only gonna, you know, really understand all that by actually being there, exposing yourself. You know, record your screens.
Yeah, the thing is, these people have so much money now that they're pretty much like little market makers in a way, and then like the collective money they have from all their followers too. It's just definitely worth keeping an eye on. It's not saying like slap every alert, but just kind of pay attention and maybe see patterns in the behavior of certain people's calls and learn how to make money around them, whether that's long or short.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I know, you know, this year was a big learning curve for me. You know, definitely, you know, made some money, but definitely got to sit back and understand the market in a better way that I didn't know from the year before. Because I only been trading for like a year and a half now. Like a full year of sitting at my setup, understanding what's going on, learning all the aspects of everything that's going on. I'm going to try to read some questions real quick. What's the difference between a 5-minute flag and a 1-minute flag? A 5-minute flag to me is going to give you more range. All right, you have a 5-minute flag sitting up. Let me see this. Did this have a 1 minute? No, but if you look at a 5-minute flag and you see the flagpole, this is a potential area that we want to see it come up to or break, right? And you see the range on it, right? And this one is only 20 cents. But there's going to be other stocks that give you like $1, $1.50, $2. It just depends, right? But when you see a 1-minute flag, say this was a 1-minute flag right here, because if it pulled back right here, this could have been a 1 minute, right? But look at the range; it's like 5 cents. And if you look left and it's running into a big daily resistance or a huge level, you're playing this 1-minute flag. It could work, it really could work if buyers step up, the VPA is there, but look at the range. It's like 4 cents, right? If you enter a 5-minute flag that's fresh, it's got fresh Momo, now we have a potential of 20-cent range on this. People are going to approach this flag a lot different than they might try to approach this one. This one's up here, it's extended too. It already broke out, right? That's the difference to me. That's my opinion when I try to play 5-minute flags versus 1-minute flags. Now, if you have a 1-minute flag that's fresh, it didn't run into any areas of choppiness, any areas of resistance, and it just started to break out, and you got that first low volume pullback. I think that flag has a lot more weight than a flag that's setting up after a huge breakout or any backside flag or things like that. Someone said, I'm curious, how disciplined are you guys in real life? Super disciplined. Thiz, you want to answer that?
In what aspect?
Yeah, what aspect, B-Trader?
Like, okay, like if you were to come to me and be like, hey, man, are you super disciplined in the food area? Hard fuck no. But if you were to ask me, like, are you super disciplined with, like, I don't know, your loyalty to your marriage or something, it's like a hard fuck yes. It's just, I don't know. Depends.
Let me see. I don't know if he's
Well,
right.
maybe a better question as it relates to trading is like, are you able to be super disciplined about the things that you choose to be disciplined about?
100%, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I don't drink, and I'll smoke here and there for like a few weeks, and then typically just kind of stop. But yeah, pretty much anything I decide on doing or not doing, it's not an issue.
It says grind time to.
Oh, he's talking about up here. Okay, so you guys talking about the chart setup? You just click the sell box and click customize. And if you do that, you can either, right, if you add one right here, it's going to pull up to the right. If you add one up here, it's going to, put one on top. And then same thing right here, right? That's how I set up this. I'm not going to mess with it right here, but if you click that, click customize, and then once you're done, you can add charts up top, to the right, to the bottom, to the left, and so on. And then just unclick that, and then you're done.
Nice trend line, bro.
Nice trend line, right? Let me see. You guys got.
Mikey was going to be mad because he thought I wasn't gonna wake up for this.
Dude, I was, man. I told BOFO, I said, man, he might not wake up. He went to bed so late. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Continue to do voice daily. We're definitely gonna continue to do voice. Don't be surprised though if we decide to schedule a day every week for us to kind of just take a break. I think it's pretty easy to get burnt out on the whole thing, especially with all the politics that's involved, like Discord to Discord now.
Yeah.
It's not really fun when you're trading with all eyes on you and just people shorting your shit and people scalping your shit and ruining setups that way and stuff like that. But definitely gonna be in voice all 2022 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be in voice because us traders too, we gotta take a break from that because I personally get stuck on doing a lot of educational stuff rather than just trading and stuff like that.
Mikey, did you ever pull some crypto charts up for potential day trading? I'm still struggling. I feel like stocks, when the market opens, you get volume instantly, whereas with crypto, you don't really know when there's good moves. Yeah, I don't think any of us trade.
Yeah, I don't trade crypto.
Yo, which brings us to another point: is if anybody ever hits you up on Twitter under our name, and they're like talking anything about crypto, you can just instantly know it's a fucking fake. We don't trade crypto.
What?
Bro, if anyone hits you up asking for anything from you, it's not any of us.
It ain't me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good one. So I use this one for pre-market. Yeah, I use this one for pre-market, and then I click day for day. Well, I used to use EXT, but sometimes it would give me weird fills and wouldn't execute it. But ever since I switched over to this on TOS, I have no problem executions at all. Yeah, that's what I use for that. Again, guys, I trade off I use the 5. I have my 1 minute up here, and then my daily charts right here. So, and then I have the crosshairs on it too now. So now when I'm trading, I can see everything all at once instead of having to constantly like do stuff like, oh, I need to put a level here, right here, or right there. Great levels, right? But there's stuff like that. Now I can just see like right away, like, oh shit, this is pulling back, right? This is a great pullback. Like, let me just slap it because I have my hotkeys on my mouse, so I don't need to like look right here and then quickly shift over here. And even though it's like a split second, but it's nice just to sit right here and start slapping it. For which one? Okay, yeah. So yeah, the MDR one again, right? There's a 5 minute setup. This one had news. It's hitting the scanners right out of the gates. It's giving this pullback, but if you look at this pullback again, this 5 minute is setting up. It broke VWAP. It broke the 8, which is fine. And then in real retrospective time, this probably tapped the 8 or just broke it slightly. But this was, a 5 minute flag that's set up above this daily level right here, the 132s, right?
Yeah, to be fair, I talked to Mikey about this one this morning. I got shaken out of this one. This was a little tougher for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so
pulled back just about a cent too much for me.
Yeah, and then I even talked to BOFO too. Like these right here, if you have a small account or a smaller account, these, in my opinion, are account builders. And I say that because like if you look at the risk to it, if you added right here and this broke down, look what you're risking. You're risking a couple cents. Now if this breaks out and goes to the upside, you can get 20, 30 cents, and then slapping, I'm not saying you have to full account these plays, but if you add some size into it, give it a little room to breathe, let it work out, let it test some levels looking left, right? I mean, this thing had some pretty good room to 170s even. Here goes one. It could have went to 160s. Every time I map something out, this is what I'm doing. Like right away, I'm looking for big levels, any floors or ceilings or window gaps to look for on the daily. Stuff like that. But when these set up like this, I think these are especially the pennies too. They can be an account builder. Why? Because you can take more size. And if it doesn't work out, you're only losing a couple pennies versus playing a stock, like something like NCRB, where if you're, loading up this stock, right, and all of a sudden it dumps on you a whole $1.50, you just blew your account up. You did the opposite. So that's when I see these certain type of names like MDRR or even STK, we play this one too. on Friday, right? This was a potential 5-minute flag, and when it set up, we bought the pullback or a 5-minute pullback, and I wanted to break out, and it didn't, so I didn't take any profits yet. I already added at VWAP, so I kind of let this thing, set up even more. And this is one of those ones that, other people are on this, right? Knowing who's on it, what's going on, and the bigger picture of things. So you kind of know, maybe this is gonna get another hit with socials. Maybe this is gonna go. And then that's exactly what happened. And then it dumped, right? But this is a name too. Like I'm already in here off VWAP. I might as well see if this level is gonna hold. Now I might as well just give it a little bit of breathing room, a couple pennies, whatever it is. It's not really gonna hurt too much. If it was a name like NTRB where I'm in it, it's pulling back to VWAP and it's gonna start flushing out of it. I'm probably gonna stop out because this flush on a name like NTRB, let me see if there's a VWAP hold, just right here. I don't know, maybe like right here, if you're adding something on VWAP, and I'm not saying I would add this, I would never add this, but if this is gonna flush, it just flushed 50 cents, and I'm not gonna stick around for that. I want to see it start to bounce, So understanding the price action, looking at these candles and saying, hey, if this can rip, look at the 5-minute, look at the biggest candle, look at the smallest candle, look at the medium size candle, get an idea of what that is, and then look at your 1-minute, right, guys? Look at your 1-minute chart. See, like this hit volume, this can rip $1. This flush, this can flush $1.50.
I'm gonna put my eyes in, and I'm gonna come back and answer some of these questions.
Okay. Hell yeah. Appreciate it too, bro. So just understanding, right, how much each candle's giving you, understanding the levels, understanding how volatile things are, is going to help you whether you're taking a position to go long, to go short, where do you want to buy this setup, and so forth. Let me see if I'm so bad with keeping up with the chat, guys, so I'm going to go up real quick.
Okay. We're staying on top of them pretty good, Mikey.
Oh, we are? Okay, okay, cool.
I'm going to start to DM you some that I want you to hit on.
Okay. Okay, what is the #1 advice you have for accepting risks? Truly accepting in your mind, stress-free, and how do you get to this level of acceptance? For me, I'm never buying something that's ripping. Like, I'll never chase anything. This is actually a nice 1-minute flag right here on this name. I like to wait. I like to buy the dips. I buy the dips. I like to buy my 5-minute flag setups. It has to. My risk has to. It gets tied in with, like, how volatile is a stock, right? Does a stock have a spread? If you look at this right here, we got about a 15-cent spread, right? So, and you have to understand what's a spread. If you right here are not getting filled on the bid, right here. So if you slap the ask right now, and no more buyers step up right away, people are going to start dumping into the bids, and you already lost 15 cents per share. So I look at, is this stock, it has a big spread? Is it super volatile where it's just like, the 1-minute candles are just flashing 50 cents up, 50 cents down, and stuff like that. I like to buy, the dips. If I can get filled on the bid, right? If you can get filled on the bid and all of a sudden buyers step up and right away people are slapping the ass and you're up 15, 30, 50 cents, then, that's good too. I strictly play a lot of 5-minute flags. I buy 1-minute pullbacks, on momentum. I'm a momentum trader. I don't do the whole supply demand buy it. I haven't done that. I haven't back tested that kind of stuff so much to where I'm like, I know it works all the time, right? I think every stock definitely acts different with that whole demand supply thing, but I play momentum with size now. One thing I'm going to work on for 2022 is getting in early. We got in early, especially with this one, right? Um, let me fix this real quick. You know, we played this. Oh, yeah, here we go. I played this exact entry right here. Once this started to ramp up right here, bought the first 5-minute pullback, only 2,500 shares, and I sold some up for some. I took some off up top, and then I thought I was gonna go up more, and then I got faked out right here. This is where I got faked out, so I took the rest off. Right? I did average up on it. It was still a win, but for me, I'm thinking back. I'm like, damn, my entries are here. So, just in general, right? My first entry was 507s. And then I averaged up, and I had like a 534 or 527. I can't remember. Anyways, when this even flushed, this is stuff I need to work on, right? I'm not perfect, but this flush, and I still had like 40. What's the bottom of this? 67. Say my average was 30 at the time. I still had a 30 cents of an average where it didn't even come next to it. Holding for bigger moves and stuff like that. And one way to do that is, right, if I'm used to trading with 5,000 shares, I'm going to take 2,500, take my 2,500 off the table and let the other 2,500 that I normally wouldn't scalp with or trade with, let it ride and do its thing. And now if it comes down and break even, that's perfectly fine because I'm so used to making money off 2,500 shares. So now I'm just sizing up, doubling it, taking 25 off the table, and then I'm letting the other 2,500 ride, for a potential move that happened on it like this. Now, of course, we never know how high it's going to go, right? When you're a bull, you never know how high it's going to go. The only way you can know how high it's going to go is potential areas of, on the daily, like resistant levels, any level that it could potentially go to, right? Stuff like this. My daily have the 200 EMA, and then I just put the 200 SMA because it's a great line to short from that I've learned over the whole year. The SMA really gets rejected a lot more than the EMA does. But these also become great support resistance and stuff like that. I think was it this DRR? Yeah. So here's actually some confluence in this one. Real quick, I want to show you this, guys, too. So not only did we have this 32 level right here, but we basically had the 200 SMA where this pulled back to almost. Okay, so that's some confluence. Always look for that. That's something I learned from THIZ too, right? THIZ is good with that. And he's good with that by like zooming out. Like zoom out a couple days. If a stock is in trend where we get 2, 3, 4 days out of it, you might zoom out of this whole thing and like this might have been, I wish I had a good example, but this might have been, a great level from day 1. And now day 2, this is a great level. And now maybe VWAP is running into this level. If you guys kind of get the where I'm going with that one. But look for confluence, right? Look for multiple things that can add into a great trade or a great setup. Don't get stuck in the moment where this is running and then like you add it and you might take a loss, or you're looking for a better entry and you're not getting it. Make sure you're not too zoomed in, right? Because I used to do that all the time where I'm trading this right here and then I'm forgetting. One thing someone asked me too, you got your daily levels, right? But just remember to swipe through either the hourly or the 4-hour, because you're going to get all these levels that you might have not seen on here because of after hours and pre-market, right? So just make sure you're going through these levels, right? Not just on the daily, because let's see if the daily, you got this level right here at 157, which pretty much it got rejected off here. But over here, this is another level from right here that you couldn't see on the daily, right? This is the level in after hours or pre-market, whatever one it was. But just make sure you're swiping back and forth through that. You might even see something on the weekly, that you couldn't see quite well, on the daily or the hourly chart. So definitely make sure you're swiping through these when you're looking at stuff.
Hey, PJ Scatlock. The way that you're asking questions, I can tell that you're trying to be very scientific about this and trying to like make hard, fast rules for your risk in every situation. And the truth of the matter is that every situation is different and it's all based on context clues. So there are times when Mikey's going to cut at his entry and there are times that he's going to give it 10 cents, and it's all based on the situation. So that's what's so hard about trading is like you can't take a rule and say that this applies to every situation. That's
Yeah.
just not how it works. There's nuances to every situation. And so the way that Mikey manages his risk is not going to be the way that you or I manage our risk, because he's gotten so confident in these 5 minute flags that he knows when to hammer on the gas and take big size and let it work for him. Whereas, if I'm learning this strategy, I need to be much more meticulous about minimizing my downside risk and, you know, taking the appropriate size for me. But what we're not going to preach in here is, oh, this is your 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
your position size needs to be this if your account size is this. That's just not how this works for this stuff. So play with small size, learning the nuances, small enough size that even if it goes down 20 cents, you're not screwed until you get that consistency and understand these nuances. And then, you don't have to think about these scientific risk management ways that you read online sometimes.
Yeah, guys. I didn't play that. Let me see. I didn't play SYTA Friday morning or Friday.
I think Herv played that.
Yeah, that was her. That was Herb was on that one for sure,
Yeah.
100%. I'm trying to see. Someone asked about NTRB. They got in at 848. What was that? Am I seen that right? I'm just gonna mark that level right here. So all right, you pretty much got in here, and you got out before it ripped.
Yeah, so I think they were early on this, Mikey. If they said 948, then that was before the flag really set up.
So 948 would have been right here. So you pretty much okay. So 48.
That's just really early. It
Yeah.
needed
So
it needed to cool off.
948 Eastern is right here. You know. Okay, so you pretty much bought that first 1 minute pullback, yeah. So on a situation like this, if you're buying that first 1 minute pullback and it doesn't go, you can either shave some up here. Like as soon as it starts to get rejected, you can shave some, and let the other less ride to break even, and then also realize like this thing just got super extended. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I don't think this one halted. No, you know, it's super extended now. It just made a huge move from $6 all the way to 920s, right? 650s all the way to 920s. It's gonna need some time to cool down, and when things cool down and give us a lower volume pullback or just pullback in general, what happens is you're gonna get a set of new buyers, new volume coming in. You know, um, so if you got out and you got out right here, I don't see there's nothing wrong with that at all, because it could start, broke your average, broke your level. But once you kind of see that the trend is still intact, you can maybe re-enter, depending on how you feel about the play. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, after I traded this, I kind of just, I personally stood away from this. I was trading other things and, kind of just stood away from that for the whole day, which is kind of crazy because it ran so big, and it had a nice 1 minute setup right here. But honestly, it was the last day of the year. I wasn't trying to, hit the gas too hard. I was having a good time with the boys, trading. I only made $500 that night. Like I finished like 497. You know, um, it was good though. But if you guys ever get stopped out, and then you see the strength push back up, I'm not saying chase it, but re-enter on strength. Don't get caught. If you entered right here and you're like, all right, let me let it breathe, and all of a sudden it starts to crack.
You
too
just gotta
much.
chase that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
You know.
Alright, I'm back.
Let's go.
So real ones fear voice because people short their plays. I don't think real ones fear voice. I don't know where the fuck you got that, but whether there's a voice or a text mention, people will short. A lot of people. I agree with you, but there's a lot of plays that we take that we don't tell anybody about. So, do we fear voice? Nah, I don't. I don't recall one single time that anybody said that. I mean, we originally made voice to help people learn. So, once it starts becoming a disservice to us, and we still do it, I mean, I don't think anyone can do anything but respect that. So. Mikey and THIZ are absolute magicians. 2 years, my respect. Much love, dude.
Yeah, much love.
It's different. The way you guys teach as a team really helps and put everything together. It makes more and more sense. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
To the moon and back, dude. Hey, THIZ, quit my job in July to go full time. I've been consistent and profitable, but I find myself taking profits too early because I have to secure that bag, bills to pay. How did you get past that when you went full time position sizing? I feel like this is one of those questions where like sometimes I get messages and they're like, "Man, THIZ, like this is just an example, right? They're like, "Man, THIZ, like I keep losing money whenever I revenge trade. What do I do?" And it's like, just don't do that. if if you're taking profits too early, you know, maybe lock some in where you normally would, and if it's giving you no reason to sell, I mean, then hold some for the rest of the move, right? And just scale out
Yeah.
on the way up. That I talk about this though in the video that I'm gonna upload today. That I need money mentality. That shit will fuck you over, man. It really, really will. And assuming you make it past the first year, you'll definitely look back and you'll be like, man, like the the sooner you drop that I need money mentality, the better, because it just really affects the way that you look through trades. Don't let it trick over anything. Let it give you a reason to sell. What's going on? I guess. It's very common for people to know exactly what they need to do and still not be able to do it. It's a big mental game. There's a lot of mental barriers, but I promise you, it's like once you do something one time, there's just something that clicks in your head, and it becomes a lot easier to do. That's why it's so important for a lot of these people, like for you guys to face that fear. Don't let the fear of. Because here's the thing: the need to make money and the fear of losing money go hand in hand. It's like once you're worried about making money, then you're hand in hand. You're instantly afraid to lose money, right? Because you feel like you need money. The situation I was in, I absolutely needed money. But the sooner that I stopped thinking like that, the better off I was. So I was able to actually rationally think through my trades and play what I was actually in front of me versus looking at my P&L and locking shit in too soon or stuff like that. Yep, accepting your risk is big. I've had no real success. I still fear accepting more risk. I mean, if you're not where you need to be, then there's no reason to accept more risk. I mean, just if anything, you can accept less risk and get used to that first.
Yeah. Let me see how many.
How many tickers do you watch at one time? 9, 10,
Yeah,
11, stuff like that.
I have about 8. This is my second monitor, guys. I keep this up at all times. I got 8 thumbnails up for me.
You guys trade with your P&L visible. My P&L is I hide my day P&L now. I don't look at my day P&L. My in trade P&L is there, but it's really like peripheral. It's really off of my main vision. But yeah, I think hiding my day P&L has definitely helped me stay focused throughout the day. If I know I'm like super red or something, obviously I'll look and decide if I need to just kind of chill out. But hey man, when you play the 5-minute flag and it goes up this is a question for Mikey.
Yeah.
Hey man, when you play the 5-minute flags and it goes up 5 to 6% and it starts dipping, where or what do you for the exit of the position, or do you just move stop to entry?
Yeah. So yeah, I would just I would either, for me
Personally, I always move it up to
Yeah.
entry after the
Yep.
first move.
Yeah, you got to move it up, right? You don't want to. I do not like taking trades and then I get a really great entry, and then it rips, and then I don't, have another level to like, all right, I'm gonna take profits here no matter what to lock in a green trade. Now sometimes, if you want more, you're gonna get more, or if that first pullback, if that first pullback doesn't get bought up, I'm probably gonna end up cutting it. That's just what I do, right? Because you get in early, you watch things rip, and it's okay to take off some profits, but after a while, you just, you want to lock in the rest. Now, every situation is going to be different with every single ticker or every trade you take, so that's just up to you of where you want to kind of stop out. But for me personally, I take my gains off the table. I look for any momentum play that I'm in. I look for the first pullback to get bought up, and then go from there. So that's why I'm starting to take.
Buying dips in pre-market, are you hot king bid or ask?
It's the ask.
Always the ask for me too.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we bid too, though. I
Yeah.
mean, we bid on key levels for a pullback if it comes to it.
Mikey, when you be dropping merch? I don't know. I have something that I've been thinking about, but I'll probably wait. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm in the military. I got a wife and kids, and then I trade at night because I'm in Japan. I'm definitely blessed to do that. Yeah. So somebody asked too about when do I buy? Do I limit order? Do I market order? Pre-market is all limit, right? You got to buy the ask, and I sell the bids. I don't really get a lot into the ask. I might miss out on a penny or two, but when you learn how to start trading with size, I like to get filled immediately on the way up, so I fill the bids. Open market now, I switch my hotkeys over to buy the market and still sell into the bid, and if I want to have my finger over, to get out and sell the market. Now the reason why I do that is because I was getting too much slippage, or I wasn't getting the full amount of shares I wanted on the play. Now, when something's pulling back, though, I don't know if you guys notice this, but try it out. When something pulls back, you can literally buy the market, and you're gonna get filled right there. You're literally buying a pullback, right? If it starts to rip and you slap market, you're probably gonna get slippage and get filled at a higher price. But when you're buying a dip, you're 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get filled at where it's at to the T. So every time I was doing limit, I would put like 5,000 shares up and I get filled up like 2,200, 1,800. So open market, I switched to buying the market, but I'm only going to buy dips or the pullback on the 5. I'm not going to buy rips or anything like that and get stuck with slippage or getting, buying the top. Stuff like that. I do fill the bids where, like BOFO said, I'll put bids maybe on the 5-minute 8 somewhere, and I'll just click it and it'll get set. Any key levels, half hold, dollar holds, depending on what the setup's like. Something THIZ said I think it was like a month ago, and that shit really stuck to me, and I've been trying to do that all of December. Would you say you're like, as soon as I start seeing I'm taking too many trades on the name and it's not working, like he steps away. So I started doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
don't get stuck on a headache name. Like NTRB was, in my opinion, a headache name.
yeah,
There are plenty of examples where you're just getting like those constant fails, lots of chop sideways, no real way to have an edge. If you're just getting chopped up on a name, just leave it alone. It's simple as that.
You can have rules for yourself too, like THIZ, like he's shorts, right? So one of his rules is he only tries to find the top twice. So like that can minimize how much you just continue to take red on the same name. Starts to fuck with your head too.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to pre-exhaust yourself, right? And it's what that means is, I don't want to step in front of the move so many times and lose money that when the actual trade comes, I can't think through it rationally because I'm too worried about this big loss I just took. So anytime I'm looking for like a top or something like that, and this can go hand in hand with like look for a bottom, just if it's the right setup. Um, I'll only take feelers up front. That way, if I do get chopped up, it's not a huge loss. And when the trade actually comes, I can still take size and stay focused.
Someone asked about trade ideas, guys. If you just sign up for trade ideas, you guys can, and if you guys are part of the Real Ones Discord, you can message me, or I'm pretty much sure everyone else got it, but I can give you the pre-market one that we use and the open market one too. The pre-market one I got that we got, I actually got it from a guy named Wendy, but it's so great. It picks up everything, you know. So if you guys are signing up for trade ideas, just reach out, and I have no problem sharing, the same script that I use for it. Someone asked me about volume. Volume, guys, I have a volume overlay right here, but um, sometimes I like to see what's going on, but don't get so caught up in this type of stuff too. I look at price action, the VPA on the 5 minute, and go from there. Because I've seen stuff get stuffed on such heavy volume, and then the next 1 minute candle opens up and it just rips. You know. Let's see, I got the volume average 10, so this is basically going up like every 10 bars, stuff like that. But yeah, this is just a volume overlay. I have that script too if you need it or want it. I can easily share it with you. Let's see. Anybody else?
Someone asking about the shift from front side to back side, and
Yeah.
like how that indicates it for you.
Okay, I mean, so here, look, even looking at this, right? You see this thing, NTRB made a huge move. I mean, look where it started, right? Pretty much $3, $4. Drop news, and then this is a whole huge move, right? Now you got a 5 minute tweezer top. Tweezer tops are a sign of shifting, it going to the downside. If you see the 1 minute, right, you got this rejection, 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 and then you have this huge exchange. This is what I learned from THIZ, is looking for the exchange. Like, look for that heavy exchange, right? So now, to me, every time I see a big exchange, this is a big sign of the backside of the play. Once you see something like this, let me see if this attempts. And this stock was crazy, right? So you see this big exchange and it still tries to push and push, but I would look for big rejections, right, with heavy volume. Look at look at your daily, see if it's running into anything crazy. I mean, this nearly tapped the 200 SMA, right? So don't lose sight of important key levels on the daily and stuff like that. Yeah, so something like this, I would consider this is going to start being the backside. And the backside of the move is basically, to me, is not going to make new highs. So any setup that this has on this side, is potentially a backside move. Now I've seen things that are strong. Look at this 5 minute flag. This could have been a 5 minute flag that could have set up. But I mean, you have to remember, you have to look at the tape, level 2, see how it's acting. Is it heavy right here? And then earlier right here it wasn't. Something I said to BOFO the other day. We were looking at one play. We watched a stock that just ripped, right? And if you're watching this level 2 in the tape, you're going to notice that the ask walls are not heavy at all. Like, so what I mean heavy is like they're not stacking up, 40, 50K walls, 100K walls. It's just very light. The stock is moving. The pullbacks are getting bought up. It's ripping. Now, once this starts to pull back, what you're going to see is, because this happens all the time, is that a stock is going to pull back. As soon as this thing pulls back, there's a big ask wall. Pulls back again, pops up, there's a big ask wall. And it'll do this the whole way down. Shorts are in control. The backside is present now. On the front side, stock is going to go. Right? And if you're here trading with this pre-market, you'll see it all the time. We've seen it. We've seen a stock run. Pre-market, it's so beautiful, right? We get these flags. There's no walls. It rips. The first 1 minute pullback gets bought up. There's no walls. And then when it runs into a level or even starts to get super extended, then you're going to see the walls start to get heavy. Big walls, right? That's when people are shorting it. That's when people want to start seeing, after it just made a huge move, for it to come back down.
So maybe this is a bigger topic than what we want to talk about on this stream, but
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
would love to hear of you two talk about, like, when you're talking about big exchanges, right? Like, we also talk about traps. So then, like, what are you looking for when you see a trap? And like THIZ from the short side, you're paying attention to that too, right?
Sorry, my daughter's absolutely losing it right now. Yeah, obviously, on the short side, you have to pay attention to that. Like, NTRB start trapping really early on in the day. Usually, these things kind of wait until open. But if you go back in NTRB in the pre-market, Mike, you'll see the first trap it had.
Oh, it's right
So,
here. Yep.
yeah, sorry to hear my daughter. She's mad
Nah,
she
man, that's
can't
good.
have her iPad. Like right there, it dipped under VWAP, had a big stuff. Like if you actually zoom in on the area, that was, I think, the biggest volume candle of the morning.
Yep.
And yeah, so big stuff got sucked right back up and trapped all the shorts that were getting short off the fails. So when I saw that, I knew that probably for the rest of the day, this thing was going to be a complete headache and be trapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a lot of it for me is the personality, because sometimes you get a big stuff like that and it does fail. And the only really way to have any kind of leaned bias on whether it's going to be a real trap or not. Hush! Oh my gosh. Is if it, it's just the personality of the stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go do dad things. Be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's really important, right? So like if you think about longs versus shorts and when it's backside versus when it's a trap, like shorts piling in for that big exchange in the stuff, if buyers are stronger and they step up and support that back up, that can potentially fuel the move higher when you
Yeah.
squeeze those out.
Yep.
So that's always at play in all of these names. So it's kind of understanding the psychology of both sides that will help you understand when something's backside or when shorts may have gotten trapped, and when when it does break that next key level, it could fuel the move higher because you've got that additional buying pressure of those shorts covering. It's pretty much what happened right here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. This did get stuffed too. If you're watching the tape, like it got stuffed. I mean, it got stuffed pretty quick too. On like 200K volume. Yeah, 268K volume, and then it got sucked up right away. And then too, um, some THIZ always talks about is try not to be too early if you're trying to short something, because in retro perspective, this thing pretty much at that level. And it actually did. It went up $2. It was a low float name though too. And if you look at the daily, it had plenty of room, right? Plenty of levels for it to test, break, and go on from there. Let's look up MBOT real quick because I want to MBOT. I'll look that up too. Someone's asking about MBOT 1227. Oh, that was recent. Yeah, that was recent. Let me clear all this because we traded this. A 5 minute. Now, which
1450.
1450?
Oh, it's the afternoon 5-minute flag
Is it?
under
Oh, it's
VWAP.
this one. Yeah. So
like this is backside.
yeah, this is backside, guys. This is downtrending. And anybody, who was actually, I remember this too. Anybody who got in early, right? If you see something that's below VWAP for such a long time, anybody who actually bought this hold and saw that this was holding right here and went long, this could be a level people are going to be shorting against, a level that people are going to be taking their profits, right? So you got this nice pop. I wouldn't say this is a lower volume pullback anymore because it's pretty much the same, right? The push up's 1.3, the pullback, and you got some buyers stepping up too. You got a bottom wick, kind of want to look at the one. Let me match this. $27 or a dip.
I gotta dip out, boys.
Got a dip. All right, brother. Thank you, man, for showing up, bro. I appreciate it.
Later, THIZ.
Much love, and I'll see you guys on pre-market.
Damn. I'll be missing. I'll be missing out on the first day. I'll be in Disney, Tokyo Disney, with the family. But it's
Oh
cool.
damn, we get a head start then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Maybe I'll play something on my phone or something. Maybe not. Probably not.
Yeah, I wish I could stay longer, guys. My daughter's kind of freaking out, so I can't really focus. And I gotta edit. I gotta finish editing this video too. So
Hell yeah, guys. Make
much
sure you
love.
guys check out his video too. Appreciate you for showing up, brother.
Anytime.
But yeah, guys. So if you're looking at this, type of setup, it's a 5-minute flag, right? But like, how many of these flags actually work? So make sure you're back testing that. This stock already made such a huge move. And again, this is either a spot if people got in early, VWAP is like where I want to dump my shares, or VWAP is where I want to potentially short a stock. Now, did it break out? Yeah, so this is like an after hours or power hour move, and then it still, without a doubt, got rejected at high day. So, I mean, if you guys saw this, besides this little pre-market push, this is what we call a double top, even a triple top because it tapped. I don't know why I can't zoom in. So 1, 2, and then it failed up again right here. Always remember to look at your daily, right? And the reason why I say this is because anytime I look at my daily and I see a stock that has news, has 52-week high volume, or I look at the history, right? This stock had a big day. Now the volume wasn't the same as it was on that day, but this stock's showing me that when it gets major volume, it doesn't hold its gains. So also look at the days that where it had volume, see if it had news, a catalyst, see how it's reacting to the overall move, and then you can kind of see what it does, when it gets volume, right? So yeah, so look at the daily, see if a stock is going to be strong, is it going to hold its daily levels, and go from there. Because this stock pretty much, opened and it flushed down, and then people actually bought it up. That's what you can see on the daily right there.
Yeah, this is a good example though. Like you said, like VWAP is major resistance there. So like this is backside. It couldn't get over that level. If you did buy the dips, you did have a chance to scale at the top of the
Yeah,
flagpole,
yep,
so you shouldn't be red.
yeah,
You gave it a chance,
yep,
but short stuffed it down. But then like think about the psychology of it, right? Like look at the big move that this thing made on the day. It's still up like $3, $4 at this point, right? So shorts are piling in off
yeah,
of VWAP. They want this thing to die because they see all the downside range that it has. They look at the daily just like we do. They know it gives back its gains, right? Like shorts are trying to kill this and pile it in. But yet again, buyers were holding up this lower level that never
yeah,
broke down on the key levels and gave them a chance to cover for a big gain. So if they hold this up long enough, it starts to squeeze them out again. And then you're up to the next level of resistance where they are able to pile up again on it. But you just got to understand that, this backside stuff is like Mikey said, like much lower chance of getting those extended breakouts and continuation.
yeah. Now, if this was like super fresh, we saw this in the front, it probably would have played out differently and worked out a lot better. Because here goes a potential 5-minute flag setup right here that was setting up. See, it pulled back. This thing pulled back. Buyers did step up, right? Buyers did buy this 5-minute flag setup that pulled back to VWAP. But then if you look at it, there was no follow through. The 5-minute candle closed. It popped up for a second, and then it flushed. Um, if you're gonna play
Yeah,
a backside flag and you do buy that dip like you did, on let me see right here, just understand that, from here to here was 30 cents, and maybe that's all you're gonna get, right? I mean, so this is this setup right here, right? As soon as this tries to break out and it starts to get rejected and starts to flush, maybe you want to take your profits right away and lock in whatever you locked in from buying this dip from down here, right? And then, understanding the levels, this was a level that I had a hard time getting out of. So when this pulls back, 9 times out of 10, buyers are probably going to try to step up again to hold this level. That's what you see right here, and then it broke out. You know, a lot of the plays
yeah,
I play, guys, that are like fresh out of the gates. All the 5-minute flags that I play are either going to be in pre-market or they're going to be right out of the opening bell, where stock rips, it's getting attention, it's hitting scans. I'm looking for that pullback that makes sense. You know,
Yeah, context is everything. Looking at this, like it established that 950 to 965 supply zone and had a really hard time getting over that. If you look left on the daily,
Yeah,
there's
always.
also a supply wick up there. But imagine if that, Mikey, like imagine if that 5-minute flag that you showed that failed, like imagine if that
It was above
price was
this.
happening above
Oh yeah,
975.
yep. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean that's like, was it the KPRX one, right? Or no, was it this one? Yeah, I mean, this was our KPRX flag, and this thing actually, I can't, it ripped. But besides that, was it this one that we were talking about? No, it was the MDRR, right? So that's an example of a flag that pulled back to the 130s. This level on the daily,
Yeah.
and then it pulled
Yep.
back, right? 131 didn't it? Things don't have to tap it exactly, guys. Don't mess up a play because you didn't enter on it because they didn't actually tap it, right? So when I personally put orders on the bid, say I wanted this 130 level, if it comes down to it and buyers are stepping up right away, I'm slapping the ask or market, depending on if it's pre-market or open hours. I want to get in still. Now I might risk this level. You know, um, DBGI was that? This is one that went nuts. Yeah. Oh wait, no.
What are you thinking of?
There's a stock that ADGI.
You're talking about from like a couple weeks ago then, right?
Yeah, it was a one that had news. This wasn't it. There was a stock, right? Um, it basically, this wasn't it. Mm. Anyways, it was a 5-minute flag. It pulled back, and I was looking for it to bounce off a previous level, and I missed it. All right, I had a lot of orders on the bid. I missed it, and from that entry, it rips. It's like $8. And then I was like, damn, I'm gonna be chasing, and I preach this all the time, right? Just because it doesn't go to your specific level doesn't mean you're gonna not want to play it, right? You can actually, if something doesn't pull back to your level, you can actually take that position and you can risk that level now. Now that's like if say you bought something right, the level's at 750, it pulls back to like 756 and it starts to go. You can add right there into the strength, into the reverse, and then maybe risk the $0.50 or that previous level because it'll change. Every situation in trading is different. So the only way you're going to get good at it and to understand how it works is to have the screen time over and over and over again.
Yep. That's honestly the biggest struggle. I've been talking with Mikey about this a lot. It's the biggest struggle I have right now is like you look at these charts, you look at the daily, you look at intraday. MDRR is a great example. There are so many levels that it could have held and made sense. And so how do you get in that play and manage your risk? And that's what I keep talking to Mikey about. It's like I need to be able to take a stab at these levels and manage my downside risk without getting cut up at all these different levels. And that's such a skill. It's where you have to have zero hesitation on the buy side and on the sell side. Like that's where Mikey knows, okay, I'm trying this level of 756, even though I really think the best entry is at 750. Because if it's really strong, it's not going to come all the way to 750. Buyers are chomping at
Yeah,
the bit to get in that thing. So, if he buys that, that's probably one that he's cutting as entry if the tape is looking heavy right there. He might keep his bids even down at 750 so that when he cuts that 756 at his entry, he gets filled even heavier at 750, which is the best entry for him. And then
yeah,
at 750, if that's where the ADMA is, maybe he's given that about 10 cents to work itself out. So different situations call for a different risk management strategy.
yep. Always, always, always. But yeah, guys, too. I know I said this in the beginning of the stream. I think it's highly important if you're gonna start doing this full time to be aware of, everyone else, right? All these other Discord rooms, everyone who potentially holds weight on Twitter, social media, stuff like that. It's definitely important to understand that there's other people, other Discord chat rooms, that can create, something called channel momentum, right? channel momentum is anything that someone tweets, calls out, and stuff like that. So you're gonna get a surge of volume because of a Twitter post or a tweet or a post in someone's chat room and stuff like that. So it's good to be aware of your surroundings, right? When you're trading. I love trading stuff that has abnormal volume where it's 52-week high, but it's not just 52-week high. The day has like 100+ mil on it already. I've traded names that had like 380 mil for the day. Where it's just so much volume coming in, where hedge funds, big people are, it's the big whales. It's not just us retail traders. But don't get confused. Retail traders definitely hold some weight. Especially like this said earlier. If there's a collective amount of them, they can definitely hold some weight when they trade.
To that point, Mikey, I
Oh, it
wish we
was
had this for this conversation.
ADGI. Thank you so much.
Oh, is that it? While you're pulling that up,
Thank
I
you
wish
so
we had
much,
this for this
Nico.
discussion. When you see,
Wait, was it this one? Oh, it was it. Oh man, where is it? I think I gotta pull up.
back in October?
No, I just gotta pull it back. I'll definitely see the flag. Where was it? When was it? Oh, he put the date on there. The 16th. Let me see if it was. It could be. Oh, it was definitely right here, guys. So, again, right? I missed out on this whole play. Do I normally do that? Hell no. I'm really good at like riding the momentum and slapping it. But let me see, where was it exactly? It was this one right here. Once this thing ripped, I had a bids basically hover in this 760s level, right? And I missed it literally by 8 cents. I thought it was going to give me this perfect tap. It didn't. And then once that happened, I just didn't chase it or even get in. I had money scattered all over the place. And again, something that I'm going to work on in 2022 is I even talked to like Herb about this is like um I'm instead of being scattered, I got 3K here short, 5K here short. I'm long on this one. I got 30,000 shares, 40,000 STK, and then I got 15,000 here. I'm going to focus more on one runner, maybe two, depending on what's going on, but I'm really going to focus on that name instead of scattering all around trying to manage a bunch of different positions. But yeah, this was the flag. I was looking for that perfect bounce. It didn't happen. I didn't get my entry, and then look what it did. You know, but yeah, that was it. This is a great example of like not getting your entry and then like sitting on the sideline like this. Like damn, 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 damn. So go to the 1 minute, whatever you gotta do. Let me see, 12:16. I don't think my one is gonna go back. Let's see if I can get it go back to more. I mean, I guarantee there's plenty of opportunities. Yeah.
So this one though, knowing that you're looking for 760, if you were kind of not chasing, but if you were buying like dips a little higher than where you ideally wanted your big fills, you have your cut quick mentality.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So if I'm buying this, like, if I'm buying this heavy and then it starts to pull back too much, I'm just gonna cut it and then re-enter on a lower level, right? Because I personally think that's the worst thing to do, right? Is to buy something, watch it go down 20 cents from your entry, and then now you need it to go up 20 cents, and now you need it to go up another 20, but obviously we want more than just 20 cents, just like an example. So instead of fighting it to break even now, and then now you need it to go up to actually make some money, it's better to not be in that trading mindset, in my opinion, and just stop out real quick and then re-enter so you can actually make money on the way up. rather than, something just breaking even or, something like that. But yeah, so this is a perfect example of a play that I should have been in, right? It pulled back. I missed my bids, but I should have just slapped the ask. And then now we're risking this pivot, all right? And then if you see it, it never even touched it. So that was a good one. Let's see what else someone.
Mikey, talking about socials. If you see a big social following call a name, right, and you can see on the tape that they're like supporting that bid and the bid is moving up, like that's good for longs, right?
Yeah, good for
But
longs.
if you see them like having to soak on the bid to keep the play alive, does that cue in your mind that okay, a big dump might be coming at some point because this person's having to get their
Yeah.
average up to support this, and at some point they're going to have to cut this and dump it hard? Does that go? Is that how you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean again, that's knowing your surroundings, right? Because people are gonna bid prop, and you're gonna see big bids no matter what, right? There's always big bids, there's big asks, but that can definitely help you if you know that there's so many other people on this name. Just be mindful that yeah, big dump can probably come. I would always be mindful of any trade that you're in. I would definitely. I think someone else said, when trading, is it a knowledge battle among other investors? Are you looking to be smarter than anyone else? No, I wouldn't say I'm looking to be smarter or even better than anybody else. I think as day traders, right? We're all here for one thing, is to make some money. So if you can find a way to make money, make it. I wish everyone, to be honest, would work together. Instead of having this big old ego like my room's better than yours, this was my play or your play or blah blah blah. Like, no, like we're here for one thing, to make money. It's not supposed to be me versus BOFO or me versus THIZ or me versus anybody in any other room. It's supposed to be all of us versus the market. How can we all collectively work together to make money, right? Um, who cares whose play it was? Like if everyone's wants like the looking for like like the spotlight, like cool, whatever. But play the market. Don't let it play you, and just be aware of what's going on. Um, I don't ever try to compete with anybody or think I'm better than anybody because there's always going to be a bigger fish, right? There's always going to be, I'm slapping 5K on this play and someone else is slapping like 50,000 shares, right? I might have made $1,000 today on this name, but someone else probably made 50 grand. So I think as you grow as a trader, you're going to get better and better at adding more size, of knowing when there's more of a move to play, right? Whether it's long or short. It's how comfortable you can be with your risk management or your pain tolerance of taking a big loss.
Yeah, you're not against anyone, but the truth of the matter, like the way the market works is, like Mikey, the money you make is coming from somewhere. Like someone's losing for you to win. So it's like a quickness thing in addition to your understanding. It's like your levels, you do not hesitate, you buy when it dips, you sell at the top. Other people are slower, so they're the ones that lose. They're the ones that don't understand. They're the ones that get greedy.
Yeah,
Um,
never get greedy, guys. Too. The market runs off fear and greed. You know, you might be in a position and you start to, I don't know, you're either too greedy and you don't take much off the table and you want more, and then it starts to go against you, and then you get into this I hope. Don't ever get into I hope this goes up, I hope this bounce. If you're day trading, especially on stocks that have so much momentum, a stock that has a lot of momentum doesn't mean it's a swing. So don't buy it and then hope tomorrow that it goes up or the next day. Understand that, especially if you're trading with us or just any type of momentum, that all this volatility is coming because all eyes are on it. It's moving like this because of something, right? I mean, look at the daily even on this, right? Say you're like, oh, this is a dead cat bounce. Okay, cool. Say you would have bought up anywhere up here. Now you're bag holding and the stock's back at $7. It might even crack and go back to lows. And you'll see this. Like we'll get nice run ups. We get a shitload of volume. Abnormal volume, whatever the case may be, 52-week high, and then for the rest of the day it's setting up this daily pattern, or it might just fade forever. Jimmy, how do you watch? What do I use? I just follow a bunch of Discords. Follow Twitter people, important people on Twitter that I found important that hold a lot of weight when they're trading. Watch other traders who, were just significant in any type of matter, right? Because there's always going to be people, guys, who are just chasing, shadow tracing, or shadow traders. Which is fine because I did it too, right? In the beginning, we all do it, but the only way you're actually going to make money and be consistent is to find your own strategy or find a strategy that someone else is using and try to learn how to understand it and get better on your own, right? Don't constantly look to the left because I have 3 monitors, right? I got my right monitor have, my Discord, other Discords on there. Have Twitter up, have my scanners up on that monitor. You want to look and see, you want to trade the stock yourself. You don't want to be looking left and be like, damn, this guy just tweeted this or this, that, and the third. Or, they just litter in their Discord, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Trade your plan, and execute your plan too at the same time. I think a lot of people too don't understand, like, and I said this before too, but I'm going to say this again into 2022, right? If you're new or in general, right, don't forget what it was like working an 8-hour job. Like, I'm in the military right now, and I'm not going to talk bad about it, right? I only make like 3 grand a month, so, and sometimes I got to work 8, 10, 12 hours, or even back then, like, I was an electrician, did marble and granite. Marble and Granite Company was great, right? We were bringing in good money. Was an electrician. We were making money, but we had to bust our ass from 7 to 4, 7 to 5. Don't take for granted of what you can do in the market, and don't lose sight. Like, hey, if I had to bust my ass for $200 a day, why not try to find a way to make 200, 300, $400 a day in the market and lock in your gains and then walk away. Whether if you're making, like, there's this one guy, in our who trades with us, Bobby. His goal was to make 500 a day, and he did that for like a whole month. $500 a day is like 10 grand for the whole month. I make, I pretty much make like 30K in the military for the whole year. But when I trade, I can make that in a week now. But it just depends. Like, don't get greedy. Find a way to make money and stick to that. Don't, if you ever jump around too, make sure you're sizing down. If you're trying a new strategy, size down. Don't get discouraged because you're taking big size and you just lost a shitload of money. All right. So just remember that stuff.
Yeah, Fabi always says consistency breeds size,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Some slacker said I'm an electrician. Yeah, let's go wire some 12-2. I'm good with all that, guys. I won't work any type of, labor intense thing, military. As soon as my contract's up, I'm out of here. Bobby 4K now, no longer HD. Yeah.
Dude, where's that guy been?
I don't know. Good.
I haven't heard
Probably
from
on
him in a minute.
vacation. Dude. I got you. It's funny. Well, they're trading options. That's cool. I don't know any options, guys. This is all I trade is commons. I enjoy it. I love it. It's pretty good. But yeah, again, I just wanted to talk about a few plays. We had THIZ here, BOFO, helping me out too, and then he had some good insight to you guys. So if you guys missed it, rewatch the video. Just really taking everything that you learned from this whole year and apply it to next year. And even if you just started and it's been a couple months, let next year be your learning year. Don't hit the gas. Learn how the market works. Again, learn when it's a sympathy market. Learn when pennies are hot and it's just a penny market. Stocks under $1 or ranging from $1 to 5. Understand that this might be a month where pre-market is so hot and stocks rip pre-market and then they flush for the rest of the day, or after hours, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's what I want to go over. I'm about to get off. I'm going to Tokyo Disney with the family for my birthday. My birthday January 4th, so I'm excited to turn 30. So I won't be trading with you guys for the first day of the new year, but I'll be there for my birthday with you guys. So I'll be in voice in the real ones. I appreciate everyone showing up. I hope this helps you guys. I hope it helps you get prepared, what to look for, and remember, back test everything. Start generating a folder, something that can help you. Don't get discouraged by taking too much size and losing money. Find a consistent type of strategy that can make you money. Even get with a group, right? I have a strong group. I trade with Herv, THIZ, BOFO, all the time. Fappy, Bob's in there too. But it's us, right? We're in voice, strong group Zen. Like I have my group. Get with your group, be with a bunch of people that are on the same goal with you. Like we're here to make money, we're here to help people, and to keep growing as individuals and as a team, right? I always told this to like Herb and Thiz. I was like, man, we're great traders, but imagine how good we can be together, and that's what this whole year has shown me. Is like all the growth we had together, and how much even the growth that we can look forward to 2022, 2023, right? There's no competition in this either. Always remember that. No, there's no competition between me, you, somebody else is making $100 a day, 500, 1,000, 10 grand, whatever the case may be. We're here to get better every day, to understand the market, and to take our profits, right? But I appreciate you guys showing up. If you haven't watched it, this will be on YouTube, my YouTube channel, and the Real Ones YouTube channel, and I look forward to trading with you guys in 2022. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for showing up.
Later, guys.